Hi everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another manga review. And once again we're going to be taking a look at Eden Zero from Hiro Mashima with volume 10. And holy crap man, this was the best volume yet. And I know I've pretty much said that about every volume so far, but in a lot of manga and anime series there always seems to be that one arc that's like, that wasn't so good. But holy crap man, we had a great cliffhanger at the end of volume 9. And the things that happen in this volume, just so intense, completely insane. I can't even form the words. Like, a lot of it I couldn't even believe happened. There's like this crazy torture scene, a lot of blood in here, a lot of crazy stuff is going on. So let's just get right into it. One thing I want to point out real quick is when you open this page here, in all the other volumes, there was like a little subtitle, titling the volume here, but it's not present in this volume. So this is going to kill my OCD, because in all the titles of the other reviews I've done, I've included the subtitle. So that's kind of annoying. I'll have to look it up online if there is one. But we had a cliffhanger at the end of the last volume with pretty much the whole group separated. You had Wise, who was shot in the back by one of the members of Draken Joe's, not Elite Four, that's Pokemon, the Element Four, who shot him in the back. He was a sniper. You had Rebecca here was fighting against Sylph, and she was transported into Draken Joe's lair, which is where we ended volume 9. You have Hamura with the medicine that Sister made, delivering it to Wise. And then you have Shiki getting ready to battle with Jin, who we haven't seen for quite some time. And actually, Jin is brothers with this one right here, Sylph, also known as Clean. That's her real name. So a lot of crazy shit happened. So like I said, it ended with a cliffhanger with Rebecca in Draken Joe's lair. And, he's just bathing there and, she's sweating bullets. he just gets right out. He's naked. I've noticed there's a lot of these scenes here with both the male and the female characters where they just strut around naked, like not a care in the world. Like you saw that with Wise. You've obviously seen that with the women. And, a lot of crazy stuff. So basically, Draken Joe wants to talk to her and she's getting ready to grab Happy. And he's like, oh, you're going for your guns. And she's like, well, no, this is Happy. He's my friend. And he's talking about how Noah, who was the headmaster or something to that effect of Blue Garden, who sort of sold them all out and told Draken Joe about the Eden Zero and how there's something very precious on the ship that he's after, and Rebecca's the key to it. So then it cuts back over here to Jin with Clean over there getting ready to fight against Shiki, and of course Pino's there, and throughout the whole fight, Pino's like, "Oh, Master, I'm helping." But, they all have ether gear. Clean or Sylph, she has wind ether gear. And Jin, he's like a cyborg who uses wind ninjutsu. And he's got all these crazy powers. And, well, he's a mercenary. You might remember him, I think it was volume 4 or volume 5, when they were on planet Gilst with the giant frog guy, Illiga. And he was working for the evil version of Sister. So, a lot of great action scenes of the two of them fighting. And the fact that he's a cyborg, he mentions that he's increased his power level 320% by modifying his body. So he has this new ability called Overdrive. So basically, Draken Joe is telling Rebecca, I have a friend to see you. And you're not going to believe it. So he's got Labilia, who's the rival B-Cuber Rebecca, who's, gone back and forth with her. The last time we saw her, she actually was looking like she was going to help Rebecca, but then betrayed her and did her little backstab and poured like hot soup on her. And Rebecca can't stand to see her friend tied up like that. And then Draken Joe says, are you going to join me? Number 29. What the hell does that mean? And I love this cover right here. Moscow. Look at him. Look at him. He's got this giant gun. He's got his sunglasses. Look at his patch there. The Edens. What a badass. So, of course, Draken Joe has ether abilities of his own, and he's known as the alchemist, and he can convert any matter to whatever he so chooses. So he turns the glass barrier into water and shoves her in there and says, well, you're going to have to do some thinking for a while. And then this creepo shows up. Look at him with the fan service he shot. And he says that he's Daichi of Earth, one of the Element Four. So now we've met all the Element Four. You had Sylph, you had Laguna, and then you had Fee, the sniper who shot Wise. So he's just a weirdo. You want some chocolate? So these two are getting ready for the fight. Shiki's really no match for Jin whatsoever with the new overdrive ability, but he's trying his best. And like I said, you got all these cute scenes with Pino just getting blown away and trying to help her master, and well, if she gets close enough, she can use her EMP power to shut down Jin, but that's not happening. So Hamura has the medicine on her way to deliver it to Wise, and of course Sylph shows up and using her win abilities. And she, like I said, Mashima loves doing these naked scenes, so, uses her abilities to steal her clothes. And this is the predicament we're all in. We have Hamura with the medicine, we have Shiki getting his ass kicked by Jin over there. You have Rebecca with Daichi and Lobelia and Wise, who was shot in the back last volume. So everyone is separated and just in complete shambles. So now Hamura makes her way to this strip club and finds some clothes. Of course, it's just a bikini. And then, the one lady's like, oh, I'm short staffed, get out there. So she's got to do some dances. And Hamura's like, oh, it's that club from our investigation earlier. Oh, no. And Sylph over here captures all these people and getting ready to face off against Hamura now. And then this weirdo, Daichi, pulls out his coin and he starts calling her number 28 or 29 rather. And Rebecca's confused as hell, like, what does that mean? And he says that, he's 60 days with not torturing anybody. It's his 60-day torture-free commemorative coin. And he's like, well, who did this to Lobelia? Well, I did. I heard her, but it wasn't torture. It wasn't real torture. And so she calls on Happy to turn to the blasters, and well, Daichi wasn't having it, so he ties her down. He's got the Earth ability to, I guess, cause roots to get into her skin there and hold her down. So, not good. So now Rebecca's chained up. You got this guy, Noah, the headmaster who betrayed her. He's up right there. It's all gone as calculated so far. What will be your next move, number 29? So what does number 29 even mean? And now at this point, Daichi's totally gone nuts. He breaks his torture coin, and he does this crazy-ass dance here. It's like the Fusion Ha from Dragon Ball Z. Torture ban lifted! Look at that. Look at this crazy-ass dance. So he starts using his earth powers to cause the roots. This is what I talked about, this crazy-ass torture scene. Really gruesome here. To cause the roots to go inside Rebecca's body, and you can see the agony here. I can't, like, that. When they do the anime version of this is going to be horrific with the screaming and everything, and just look at the roots going into her face there. Absolutely horrific here. I was really shocked that they did this, because so far it's been a pretty lighthearted manga. So Laguna shows up, and he's like, all right, dude, well, enough's enough. You can't be torturing our guests. Draken Joe has plans for her. So Hamura's getting ready to fight Sylph again with in her bikini. And so you had Sabir, who you remember was able to survive the chronophage back all those volumes ago. And, he was a villain when we first saw him, but in his old age, he's found a new lease on life, and he's taking care of his old friend Wise there. And then this dude, Fi, I'll call him Fi, of Fire, he's the sniper who shot Wise in the last volume, and he makes his way to Sabir's house here, and he says, well, you're a traitor. No, don't bang! So you don't really see it, but it's heavily implied he kills Sabir there, because we don't see him ever again. So Sabir's gone, and Wise is on his last breath. You got Shiki just defeated. Pino can't move, but he's trying one last stand here for a Magimech attack. But Jin does the Sky Mech Ninjutsu attack, crushing gale, now die! And Draken Joe shows up. And he's like, now, Jin, I told you not to kill, only to injure. And he's like, I heard you talk about overdrive, you know nothing of real overdrive. And just look at him right there, holy crap. So, if you thought Jin was powerful, how the hell are they going to defeat this dude? Where's Rebecca? You don't need to know that. That woman belongs to me, as he licks himself like a total creep. So, with the fairy tale Mashima trope here, my friends are what help me move forward. And he's trying to put all his energy into one last attack there to punch Draken Joe. But he stops his fist just like that. And like he had said before, he's the alchemist. So he converted his hand into Dramor ore, the heaviest mineral on Gilst. So, no match for this dude whatsoever. And he turns Shiki to stone. And he mentions, if you remember Illiga the frog, he was turning all those women, all the beekeepers, into stone as his trophies And, you know, he has the power to do that. He was the one who gave Iliga that weapon. So, all our heroes are completely defeated. So, now it cuts over to Draken's residence. And everyone is captured now. You got Hamara, she was defeated. Rebecca obviously was captured. Shiki was defeated. Although he's back to normal now. He's not stone. And Wise, who, if you remember, he was shot in the back. And he's just, hasn't received his medicine. He's just there. He's on his last breath. And, well, there's Draken Joe. There's Jin and Sylph. And there's the other members of the Element 4. And they got the whole town here. And they're pointing a gun at everyone, at the back of everyone's head there. And, you know, Rebecca is just going on about how Wise needs his medicine. Hamara had the medicine that Sister made. You see, it's the Sister energy. And Draken Joe just takes it and just crushes it and starts laughing. They're all laughing. Really, interestingly enough, they're all laughing, right? But Laguna's not laughing. Jin's not laughing. And Sylph isn't laughing either. I thought that was an interesting thing to make note of. So, like I said, the gruesome scenes here of, you know, Shiki's trying to fight back and Draken Joe shoots him in the knee and he's just screaming in agony there. Rebecca and Hamara are crying, they're sweating. How could you? Oh no, I skipped that part. Where are Happy and Pino? Yeah, Happy and Pino are there, and he said he sold them to the junk dealer in town. And she starts crying, her best friend Happy gone. Hamara, what do you hope to accomplish? Accomplish? A few things, actually. Let's start. Let's see. We'll start with something you can understand. You boarded my ship. So this whole thing, they're on the Belial Goer outpost. That's their ship that they're on. Really, it's like a small little outpost. So first, I punish the rule breakers. That's goal number 1. There will be punishment. So then he looks at Hamara and he mentions that you're the daughter of Madame Karina. You're even better looking than she was at her age. So what will you guys do? And, you know, they mentioned before that she was number 29 and there was something that she wanted. So Rebecca's like, I'll do anything. I'll join you. Please. So what happens is he wants to make an example in front of them all. So Wise, he unchains him and he says, cut his arm off. No, don't. Are you insane? Time for you to learn your lesson. You think you're playing a fun little adventure game, but remember who you're up against. And this dude cuts off Wise's arm. Holy shit. And then it transitions to this right here. And then, you know, Ziamel, the narrator, steps in and is like, oh, pain, suffering, terror. And the arms flying up in the air. Wise, you know, he was passed out. The dude was shot. Look at the scream. Like I said, when this is in the anime, with the voice acting and everything, both Japanese and English, probably Japanese will be even more intense. This is going to be great in the anime. But just look at the terror on everyone's faces. Absolutely horrific. Draken Joe just laughing, calling him a loser. This asshole Fee, with his teeth just grinning, all laughing like complete maniacs. But also, like I said, Jin, Laguna, and Sylph weren't laughing earlier, and Jin's not laughing anymore either. He's just got a stern look on his face. So he's leaving. And that's what he says. He's got no fond memories of mutilation. And Sylph's like, where are you going? So, Draken Joe, what's this? Do I finally manage to scare you? Look at the terror on their faces. All crying. And, you know, Laguna, his ability, remember, he could turn people into water if they cry. But these are real tears, he mentions. Real tears. And I guess when they're real, you know, they were crying just by pain. This is actual, like, horror. So, not good. So then, you might remember, you had Maria Slime, who was kidnapped by, well, not kidnapped, but being persecuted by, well, interrogated by Sister, and it was all a trap, and, well, look at everyone, they're all defenseless. Hermit's shut down, Witch's shut down, Sister's tied up. They're not going to kill Captain Connors, but this dude shows up who thought he was self-destructed. He apparently turned invisible, but the other dude self-destructed and turned into a computer program, a virus in the Eden Zero ship, and shut down all the androids. So the whole crew has been decimated. And Draken Joe says, get the message? We've lost. Forgive us. I'm asking you, boy. Answer me. And he can't say anything. He's just crying. He says, "You're pathetic, crying like a baby in front of the women." And then Shiki starts saying this. "It wasn't supposed to be like this. It was supposed to be a fun adventure. I'd make lots of friends. We'd all sail through the cosmos together. It was fun, Shiki. For the first time, I met people I could call friends. It wasn't supposed to be like this. I'm not giving up. Someday, I swear I'll beat you. Then I'll be your friend because you don't have any now. You won't have a someday." Bang! Your adventure is over. Holy shit, man. I saw that. I'm like, what the fuck? They killed the main character. Holy crap. A bullet right through Shiki's forehead. And just look at Rebecca and Hamara. Just the horror in their faces. And then again here, all the evil looks on their faces. But Laguna, not a smile or a grin, just a look. Absolutely horrible. This isn't happening. Shiki, answer me. It's horrific. And then Zayamel says 7 days have passed now in a world without Shiki. And, well, they mentioned that Sabir was executed for collaborating with the conspirators. There's Pino and Happy in the scrapyard. And Rebecca crying in her room. Just reliving that day, that same scene, bang. And when I saw it, I couldn't believe it. I went back and read that particular chapter a couple times because I just couldn't believe it. So Laguna enters here and she's just sweating, just squirming, just completely broken. And he says, "I'm not the boss. It's me. I actually have empathy." So, he's got food for her. They're just keeping her prisoner. And before we get to that, he mentions that the Wise and Hamar are still alive and all separated. They're under surveillance or whatever. So, she's taking her shower and she's thinking about the power that Draken wants, the leaper ability. And it's like, well, how is it really even that powerful? So what happens is in the shower, she's just thinking about all her friends, and then her ether in her leg lights up. That all these signals are going off in Draken Joe's computer because, well, he's tracking her because he wants to utilize this power. And then you have this scene here. The gravity, it's falling. What's going on? And then she wakes up. She wakes up from what we think at first is a dream, but as we go on further through the story, her leaper ability, of course, is known as Cat Leaper because, well, her best friend Happy, and she loves cats. And she's actually able to time travel. So she saw all that shit. And we had seen at the very beginning of Volume 9, she had a nightmare similar to this in the fact that Shiki had actually turned evil. But she had seen everything that happened, and she tells everybody what's going on. And, the same things are about to happen here. She's like, "Don't go, guys, don't go. We need to have a meeting. We need to have an emergency meeting and plan." So they're trying to figure out if this was a dream or if she really went back in time or whatever. And this is funny. Moscow time! There he is, my buddy. And, they mention all this time travel shenanigans stuff and how it's like a chronophage and things of that nature. But Rebecca, to figure out if it's really true, she has to figure out if Labilia is around. And she mentions, well, she's been inactive on her account for over a week. So she calls the other B-Cubers, is like, "What's going on with Labilia?" "Well, yeah, she's been inactive for over a week." She's like, "Oh, we gotta save her. I mean, if she's kidnapped by Draken Joe, then my dream must have been a reality and I really did go back in time." So the same thing is happening from before, where these three guys, I forget their name. Well, her name's Maria, and then one of them was Diego, and the other one was Seth. I forget which one was which. But this dude was the one who became the computer virus who shut everyone down. So they're all prepared, and Shiki says, "From now on, it's going to be our future." So, which makes quick work of them before, just as she does now. And they're able to plan once again, and talk about the Element 4. And they mention the fact that Jin is there, and we all remember him. And Sister, well, mentions that, Jin worked for her when she was like the evil version of herself. And they're asking Moscow, what his weakness is. And he's just, I don't know what his problem is. "Yes, ma'am. He doesn't have 1 ounce of any weakness." So Sister's like, "All right, well, maybe if we can help," because that's why he was working with Sister way back when, was because he wanted to help his sister, Clean, herself. And so Draken's talking to his associate here, wondering what went with the 3 that he sent into the Eden Zero. And he's like, well, they're not responding. They've been deactivated. And the Eden Zero is headed at tremendous speed to the Belial Goer, the outpost there. And they're launching an all-out attack. So now that they know what happened, they're better prepared. Although Draken Joe is still superior to all that. I mean, there's no way you can defeat his alchemy ability. So, and then we see Sabir's still alive now, so that's cool. I sort of do wish they did have some stakes in the fact that he died or Wise lost his arm for real. That'd be pretty cool if he had like a cyborg arm. But then it ends here with Draken Joe talking to the Element 4, and he says, kill them all except number 30. What does that mean? Because he was calling Rebecca number 29. So is it possible that he like knows something about the future now? I don't know, man. That was a mind trip at the end there. So then a great afterword here from Mashima. I think this volume came out, because volume 11 came out in May. I think this one came out in either April or maybe March, because he mentions the fact that they have the anime in the works. And now the anime's on like episode 13 or 14. They're in the Digitalis arc at the moment, which was volume 5, I believe. So the anime's moving along pretty smoothly. And he mentions, you know, all the crazy shit that happened in this volume, how it's gotten heavy, which didn't really happen in his previous series. Mostly happy-go-lucky adventure and the power of friendship. So, man, this was phenomenal. I can't praise this series enough. You should go and try and read it if you can. I mean, the volumes are all really cheap. Like I said, now in anime. So, you got that. And great artwork. And I was shocked by just all the crazy shit that happened here with first with Wise. And like I said, you know, they have their time trial MacGuffin, which is fine and all. But I do wish Wise probably lost his arm and has like a cyborg arm, but I'll take the time trial MacGuffin. But the first time seeing Shiki get shot here, I really thought this was legit. I'm like, holy crap, is he really done? Holy crap, but the horror in their eyes, so good, man. So I can't wait to read volume 11. I'm going to either read that tonight or tomorrow and have a review out later on in the week. And then volume 12 is actually releasing on July 30th. So I will buy that as soon as it comes out and review that. And then I guess I'll be moving on to a new manga. And I know a few of my subscribers and friends online, Manga Bats and Davion, who've left me a lot of comments on all my reviews, have been either reading ahead with the scans or the weekly releases on Kodansha. And they're like, dude, you're not going to believe what happens next. It gets even crazier. So I can't wait to follow along. Please, no spoilers. I've been lucky to avoid that for the most part. So I'm going to start reading volume 11 and get to that review very shortly. So thank you all for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. And stay tuned for more videos coming soon. Have a great day, everybody.